So what we'll be doing today is demonstrating how to get a good shave in at 41, and after 5 days of not shaving at all, this is what can happen. It's a shame that it grows here, but it doesn't here. Yeah, I haven't figured that one out yet. But anyhow, I just wanted to give all of you that have problems or some issues with shaving, just a short demonstration of the key points and techniques that I use, and the products also that I use in order to get a good shave in at 41. So of course the first thing you want to do is take off your shirt, because this is going to get messy, and just get lukewarm water running. Don't let the water run either, okay? Like we did back in the 60s and the 70s or 80s, or still today. Don't let the water run, but just first of all, wet down, just put some water in your hands, or get your hand wet, and then moist your facial hairs. Okay? We're not going to focus on my hair on my head. We'll do that later on. But yeah, so moist, just get that moist, your bush, the facial bush, to begin with. Okay, so once we've done that, you can also keep just a little bit of water in the sink. Close the thing, forgot what it's called in English, just get it wet again. So we're gonna get that wet again. We like to use Nivea, or rather I'm a very big fan of Nivea for men products. You may have some skin irritations or other, skin issues that your dermatologist can help you out with, or maybe not. But anyhow, if you don't have any, if you have just standard normal skin and you're not sensitive, really, like I'm not really sensitive to anything at all, then I really like this Nivea. It's German, and a very good product. You can get this in the United States as well. And so I've used this for years, and it's really, really good. So we're going to, just before we start off, once again, get your beard moist once again, and we're going to really take as a little bit more than most men would. Perhaps it's habit, but I do it that way. So we're going to now focus by applying the Schaum to the face. And I'm going to look in the mirror while I do this, of course, so I don't mess up. And put as much on there as you'd like. I like to put this much. Depending on how your beard grows, you will know where to apply the Schaum. Just make sure you don't shove it up your nose nostrils. And you're going to, learn after a while how much you like. Now, you're going to want to save a little bit of this, and because we're going to do 2 full runs. They're actually going to be 3 runs that we'll take. We'll first do a Grundrasier Vorgang, and then we'll get some of the corners, and then we'll apply some of the rest of the Schaum that we save on top of our head. Right there, yeah. Just put it on top of your head. No big deal. Smells good, and it kind of looks fun too. And of course, shaving should be fun. Anything we do in life should be fun, otherwise it's not worth doing it at all, huh? So just save that on your head, and we'll use that later on. And again, you'll learn how much to use as the more practice you get. Okay, so we're ready to start the process of shaving the beard, the bush off of the face. Now, we like to use, I like to use, or we like to use, I've convinced Holger that it's a good thing, Gillette Mach 3. So, Gillette Mach 3. Very good. Get the one that vibrates. You just take you get a battery. You put the battery in here. I think it's a AAA battery. But you put the battery in here and there's a little green button. It's kind of fun. And it vibrates. Yippee! And that vibration just helps the razor blades raise off the beard. The whiskers is what they're called. Easier. And it's just kind of fun too. So yeah, get one of these. They're expensive, but they're worth it. Okay? You get what you pay for. And very good product. Used it for years. So just start off. I like to turn, don't keep the water running, but you know, get the blades, you know, wet with hot water, and then we'll just start off. If your beard is thick, then you will not have such long raising strokes, rather shorter strokes. But you'll figure that one out too. That's kind of it's very user intuitive. Now, and make sure that you don't screw up your short sideburn or your long sideburn. Tip from me would be not to even have long sideburns. Those don't look nice. But anyhow, yeah, you'll be able to, you know, carve out that look and feel of the side of your shorty sideburn, or rather where your hair stops to show. With this razor very well. So, as you can see, I'm just doing short strokes to get the big pieces. And I keep turning on the water. I can't film this at the same time, but I just turn the water on, hot water, and you know, tap the razor into the sink so the whiskers come off of the blades. Let me get a close-up of that. Be very careful. You know, you will learn if you have been dry raising yourself for years. Make sure that if you start wet raising, or whatever it's called, your beard, be careful if you don't have practice. Take time, because I tell you, I've seen some guys look like shit. Because they'll accidentally cut the crap out of their face, and scars like that tend to be your friends for the rest of your life. Now you're wondering what I'm doing here with I'm just, because I know the hair on my head, I'm just I'm carving out that back piece there. Holger will finish it off later on. You really should have somebody help you finish off the back part. Okay. So that's pretty easy. Now the one thing I do want to show you, depending on the hair that grows in your ears or doesn't, I don't have much, but I have tiny little ones that grow here. So I like to just shave those off like this. You see that? If you be very careful, then it's fine. But I have just like 2 or 3 little friends there that come and they'll grow. And if you don't apply too much pressure, of course, but you can get rid of them very easily. There are other tools you can use for hair in your ears. And men, do your boyfriends and your girlfriends and your whatever friends, do yourself a favor and make sure to get yourself a tool that gets rid of the hairs from your nose or the hairs from your ears, get rid of that shit. That is not nice, okay? Nobody likes it. It tickles, especially when you shove that thing up your nostrils, and but it looks so much better. Okay, let me just, okay, now I'm going to do the left side on my own without filming that because it would be repetitive. But I do want to point out how to do your whiskers or mustache or whatever. Yeah, mustache, I think it's called. Mustache? We call it a Pornobalken in German. Want to be really careful with that part. But this is what I want to point out. The key to getting a really good shave in that area of your face is blowing up your cheeks and your lips. Because of course, especially if you're older and you're starting to get some wrinkles there, then that will flatten out the wrinkles and you'll be able to get into the little wrinkle crevices, kind of like little valleys full of nasty hairs. Because you don't want to finish and then walk out of the house with little valleys of little tiny, whiskers sitting in your wrinkles. That looks awful. So just do kind of like this. Hmm? 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 Okay, did you see that? Did you understand the explanation too? Okay, then bottom part. You're going to have to do this a couple of times. Hmm? Hmm? Mm-hmm. 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 Okay, did you get that? So blow up your cheeks and your lips where you need to in order to get a smooth shave. Okay, we'll be back in just a second. I'll finish off the left part. Or actually, no, we can continue on. Let's just continue on. I'll finish off the other side. But what I do want to show you is, this would be run number 2. Now, run number 2 is just simply going back up the other side, the other direction without the shawl. So, and you'll know, so we're just going back up, not down, but we're going back up to make sure that we get a very smooth result. Okay? And that's what you'll do on your whole face. Now, each man will be different. You may have to also go to the side. Okay? Or, go diagonally and upwards and downwards, left, right. So you'll have to figure that one out on your own. But you can always, test by just, running your fingers over your face and noticing the rough spots, and then going into several different directions until you get that smooth result. Okay, so I finished the left-hand side, as you can see. Took a little bit longer than it normally does, because this was a thick beard today. Now, what I demonstrated before is this would be run number 2, again. You just go in the opposite direction, from bottom on up. Be careful you don't screw up your sideburn there. Shave upwards and then all of a sudden, ouch, you screw it up. You mess it up. You're gonna have to do this on your lips too and your chin. Be careful. be careful. This is serious business. You see? Blow the lips. You may have some problems if you have like a chin dimple. Looks really cute. I think John Travolta has a chin dimple. I, of course, luckily do not have a chin dimple. But if you do, you may have to use some Nair or Pilka. Unless you can blow up your skin so much that it flattens out. I think some men just tend to leave it alone. Looks dark, but I don't know. By some guys it looks cute. Others may not. You'll figure it out. But anyhow, yeah, that would be run number 2. And so we're ready now to go. And again, you know, with run number 2, you want to, you know, wet down your hand again and just go over your face. Find out, you know, find the real scruffy parts. I always have to go sideways here and on the other side. It will typically be the same type of growth pattern on both sides of your face. Unless you're unlucky and you've got 400 different types of growth patterns. Or you might just want to use Pilka. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, again, you know, the ear and the nose, that's a different demonstration. If you have a hairy chest, be happy. If it looks good. If it looks like crap, then I'm sorry for you. But when you come down here, just make sure you don't rip off those pieces at the top that come out of your V-neck. You don't want to destroy those. Okay, so run number 2 is finished. Now, the last part would be, before we start with run number 3, just wet down, and you'll remember like where the rough spots are, and take that last stuff of schaum on your head. You've got your hand wet, so it will vaporize. It will get a little bit more moist. It loses its moistness if you wait for a long time, but just take the rest of that and apply it as you did before. This is going to cool down your skin, you know, because it will be a little irritated, a little bit. Again, always, there are different types of skin issues. So and now we're going to do the last run. And the last run is just simply, you know, repeating all of the different strokes. Okay, so this is what we're looking like now after run 1, 2, and 3. We're not finished yet. Now, again, before continuing on, we're finished with a major shaving activity here. So, you know, put your equipment away, clean off your razor, and we'll continue with the process in just a second, because we need to do a peeling as well. Now, as I said before, don't forget to do your nose. You can get a hair liner from Vela. Very, very, very inexpensive, very effective. I think it runs on AAA batteries. I think there are 2 little guys in here. Very simple. It tickles, yeah, but you'll get used to it. It's got a little razor here. You probably can't even see it. That's what it sounds like. Very hard. It's harmless. You can't You can't hurt yourself with it. But make sure to, get those corners in your nose and just basically, I know it sounds and looks really weird, but just shove it up your nostril and twirl it around until you know that you're finished. The parts you need to be careful with, or make sure you get, are these corners right here. So the one tip, this is, of course, doesn't apply to the shaving activity necessarily. It does for me. But one little tip, if you are struggling with, hair loss, if you're struggling with that, and don't get all worked up over it, just shave all of your hair off. Don't leave a little bit on, so you have a Rosenkranz on the head. Just shave it all off. And don't worry about, and you'll save money too. Get yourself either a Grundig or Philips shaver, and you don't need to apply the one plastic thing there, because we're just going to we're going down to the bare minimum. Just shave it off. Get rid of it. If you're overweight and you look weird because you have a bald head, then lose weight. If your head is all white and you need a tan, then get a tan. But don't worry about hair loss. Since 1995, it has been in. And nowadays, everybody does it. So just, shave it off. Because when you lose your hair here, or other places, and you don't shave it all, you have to shave it all off. Otherwise, where you do have hair still growing, of course, that your hair loss will people will notice it more. It's more noticed. So just shave it all off. And yeah, if you want to shave off all of your hair to have a bald head and you look good that way, then use the same razor that we were using before, Gillette Mach 3. Okay? Just a tip. I'm going to do my hair now, and then we'll continue on with the peeling and the shower, and then and then the lotion afterwards. Okay? This is a tip I would like to let you know about. When you do the back of your ear, just pull down on your lobe, your earlobe. And this is so easy. It's almost fun. And it's cheap. So I'll continue on with that, okay? So continuing on, before we apply the peeling, of course you want to brush your teeth and put your mouthwash into your mouth first before applying the peeling, because we're going to apply the peeling very close to our lips, and you don't want to try and then brush your teeth and then, get some mouthwash. Very difficult. I can recommend an electrical toothbrush. These we only have for, little quickies. But get yourself an electrical toothbrush from Braun. B-R-A-U-N, Braun. It's a German company. The headquarters are actually right up here close in Kronberg, right outside of Frankfurt here. And so get one of those. You don't have to buy their toothbrushes that you put on top. See? You can get them from Oral-B as well. But do that first before we apply the peeling, okay? Okay, now what I'd like to do before I continue, because I'm going to actually put mouthwash into my mouth and then I won't be able to speak after that. I recommend, nowadays, I recommend this from Listerine. It's called Clean Mint. It's kind of purple. Called Listerine Total Care 6x in 1 Schutz. Es ist neu. And I never liked Listerine years ago. My grandpa Peterson had Listerine. And he was the only one in Logan, Utah that had Listerine back then, you know, in the early 70s. So that's what we're going to use. I recommend it. And then what I'm going to do is then apply the peeling. You're just going to take, you know, a smidget of this, also from Nivea, Tiefenreinigend. This is the peeling, also from Nivea. You're going to apply that all over the place and make sure you don't get it into your eyes. You'll see that in just a second, but I won't be able to talk about it. Then we're going to jump in the shower with the mouthwash inside and the peeling. We're going to leave that on for just a little bit and then start showering. And when we do shower, the head gel we're going to use is also from Nivea, Waschgel. Don't know what they're going to be calling that in the United States, but I know that they have it. I think the packaging looks different than it did back in 2004. Very nice. Get the Q10, get the Q10, and we're going to use this for our face and our head. After that, we're going to use, now I like to use on Saturdays, Energy. Otherwise, you can use Sensitive. This is also your Pflegedusche, your Duschgel that you will use for the douche, for your body, of course. And very, very good. Highly recommendable. And then to finish off, I won't be showing how to apply the moisturizer from Nivea after we get out of the shower because I ran out. It's gone. So we're going to use possibly something that Holger uses from L'Oreal. And but anyhow, get the moisturizer as well, and apply that after your shower and you're dry, of course. Okay? Okay, so here we go. Get your cup half full. Okay, so we're finished with most everything. Now again, get that Nivea moisturizer. I don't have any, so I'm going to steal some of Holger's L'Oreal Vitalift. And we're going to apply that more or less same way that we would the moisturizer from Nivea. I don't have anything else. He won't see this video anyway. So I had to steal some of his very expensive L'Oreal Vitalift. Now I know why he smells the way he does. Because he uses this stuff. Try both products out, product lines. Excuse me. And here's a tip for all of you. 1 second. Don't shove Q-tips up your ears or inside of your ears too often, and when you do, go in very slowly and just a little bit, not too much. And when you go to the United States, forget that Abercrombie and Fitch stuff. Get yourself some real good Q-tips with cardboard stems or whatever they're called here, with a thicker cotton swab. get the real original Q-tips. They're much better than these typically used European plastic things, because the plastic hurts. It's very sharp. I don't like it. That's why every time I go to the United States, I always stock up on black socks from Golden Toe, Q-tips, as previously introduced, and Scotch tape. Imagine that. Bye. Thanks a lot and have a great weekend. Let me know if you have any questions, okay? Bye. Sorry, forgot one last thing. Of course, deodorant. Can't forget that. When you like the smell of it, I do. I think it smells sexy. But get yourself some Nivea. Again, Nivea, yeah. Get yourself some Nivea Silver Protect. If you have sensitive skin, get the sensitive kind. Otherwise, get Silver Protect. It's very nice. And don't forget your favorite selection of cologne. Okay? Again, alles Gute. Good luck with your shaving activity or whatever you do to get ready for an evening out on the town with your honey. And let me know if you have any questions, okay? All right, take care. Bye now.